Hi guys, welcome to the Rule of Two, where the Star Wars news saga continues. I'm Manny, aka Darth Tamale.
This is dark chocolate right here. Sorry.
So we're gonna talk a little Star Wars news today. Everybody is freaking still talking about it. The movie came out December 18th, and everybody is still talking about it.
Yeah.
Box office wise, everybody is still watching it too, because it's about to. Actually, you know what? It already did. It hit $760 million already, or $750 million, already beating Titanic, on its way to beating Avatar.
Crushing everything in a box.
Crushing everything. Now, the movie has not opened in China yet. So
just wait till the Chinese see it.
Yeah, so it is potential that is where the international box office will increase, and it will beat Avatar.
That is when it's going. Oh my God! Here's the deal: is that if it beats Avatar, will it have? Well, if it beats Avatar, there is nothing ever else that's going to come out that's ever going to beat it.
Yeah, and that includes Episode 8.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to beat it. But, I mean, there is not another franchise that you can think of that's out there that has where it could have the staying power or the anticipation that Avatar had because of the change in technology with 3D. It was the first movie that came out where, like, it was using this new technology. It was a fully made for 3D movie, and people were still trying to, like, curious about it, wanted to get into it. That's why it took so long for us to get to this point where there's something to match it, because there was nothing else that could come out that had that type of anticipation. And
who's to say that Avatar 2 gets up there too? But Episode 8 is going to make some noise. But right now, let's enjoy Episode 7, and hopefully it continues to break records. I have no doubt that it's going to break some more records. Now, with this, with everybody watching Star Wars, everybody's been into it. Everybody, nothing but positive terms. But you have your trolls out there. The freaking internet trolls. There they go again.
What are you talking about? It's just like the haters. We need the trolls.
Yes. You gotta freaking, I know you gotta have them, but god dang it, man. Let us enjoy it. Let us basking in the ambiance. Basking in the ambiance.
I tell you
what. Gotta freaking enjoy it.
If we didn't have the trolls, okay, remember that video that they posted where you saw everybody's reaction to the Phantom Menace after they saw it the first time? And
yeah, it was like, wow.
But it took the trolls to tell us that movie was crap.
Yeah, but these, okay, now let's get this straight right now. Now, some of the things that they're talking about, is Rey.
Okay.
And
tons of fan theories.
And before we even start, just keep in mind that for those of you that have not seen it, which I seriously doubt it, right. But for those that haven't seen it, this will be so there will be some spoilers on this video. Anyway, so Rey's ability, like, she gets it out of nowhere, but she has all these abilities that came out of nowhere, and she's pretty much mastered it, and she's beaten blah 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 blah. The way it looks right now is, she's been trained. She already knows more or less. Right. Of course, it's not going to be perfected, but Anakin was the same way. Anakin was the same way too. He learned a lot of the stuff that he did. He had no idea who he was or what he was, right, until later on in Phantom Menace. And
I mean, because they said you had to have Jedi reflexes in order to pilot a pod racer. So I mean, nobody had an issue with it. It was like, oh, why does this little kid know how to pilot a pod? Right. He just went with it. He said he was a pilot, and we went with it. She said she was a pilot. We have an issue.
Yeah, and now and then you want to go back to Episode 4. Luke was the same way. He didn't know what he was either or what he had, and he blew up the Death Star purely by using the Force.
I mean, so how long did Obi-Wan train him for? Like 30 seconds?
No, he did this. And that's it.
He gave him the little training droid, and it's like, hey, you're a Jedi now.
He put the freaking. He tried again with the visor on. and then he did the thing, and done.
But then again, I guess in defense of that, we bought the whole pilot thing. So really, when he beat the Death Star, it was just him being a pilot and tapping into the Force to help him. So with that being said, that still with Rey, all she did was tap into the Force using the skills that she, I mean, in essence, I mean, she didn't have like this awesome, balanced lightsaber fight. I mean, she looked like she was a crazy person swinging the lightsaber, try to not die, and then she tapped into the Force to pull the lightsaber over to us. We saw Kylo Ren, who had been already shot, who already had to fight Finn. It was like he's already been through a couple battles before he even got to Rey, so he wasn't at 100%, and she still had to go Wild Woman to even beat him.
Yeah. Now, another thing about it was of how much this was a rehash of A New Hope. Now, there are a lot of similarities with it. Yes, going into the movie, you needed to expect that, considering that it is a reboot of the franchise. It's introducing it again with having the recurring characters, the returning characters, plus introducing the new ones. You have to walk into there understanding that it is going to be that. Okay? Is it an Oscar winner? No, it is not an Oscar winner. There's some pretty good visuals, so maybe in that regard. But overall, it's very similar to New Hope, and that's okay. That's all right. Walk into there going that way, and with that kind of mindset, you're not going to be disappointed in it.
George Lucas actually made a great comment. He said
about the retro.
Well, they were asking him how he felt about it, and he said they gave them a movie that Star Wars fans wanted to see. He said, if I would have done the movie, I would have done something completely different, and that's not what Star Wars fans wanted to see. They wanted to see something that reminded them of what the original trilogy was. That's what this movie did. It gave you beats that reminded you of what the original trilogy was. What happened in New Hope, that's what this movie basically did. It didn't do the exact same thing, but it gave you similar situations and similar themes that reminded you of the original trilogy, and that's what people complained about. So they gave it to you. You can't complain that you got the stuff that you actually wanted to see.
Yeah, and again, you're right. That's what they complained about the prequel trilogy.
Oh, you give me all this stuff. I want to see the stuff that was in the original trilogy, where we kind of went into it and we got to find out about characters, and George Lucas gave you backstory and all this political BS that was going on, and we didn't want to see that. So JJ gave us what we wanted to see. We can't fault him for giving us what we wanted to see.
Exactly. And you know what? I thought it was a commendable effort. I thought that the actors, everybody, both old and new, did a freaking great job on it. There's some plot holes or the things. And guess what? That's what cliffhangers do. That's what movies that are part of trilogies do. They're supposed to have plot holes. They're supposed to have things that aren't explained, in detail. So stop with the freaking complaints on it already. All right, give me a break. It's like episode 1 of the new trilogy. So I expect episode 8 to be way better. I expect a lot of answers to be now. If it turns out to be the same as Empire, then I might have a problem with it. But but if it sticks to certain elements of Empire, but is completely new. Now, J.J. Abrams is only producing it. He is not directing this on episode 8.
So are we talking completely about episode 8 now?
No. No. I'm just saying that he's not directing it. So I'm just saying that it's it's going to be a big jump, and it's probably going to be the one that's gonna actually take it to another level. I think the retro part of it, it's already done. We're glad to have it back in our lives. Now it's time to let's get to work type of thing, So who knows? So Trolls, kill it already. Now you had a really good theory,
which you can actually find on our channel if you go ahead and click the Rey theory that I posted up there. Let me know what you think. Comment below and let us know your theory. But what have you seen out there as far as other theories?
Well, the biggest theory, obviously, it's all Rey. I mean, everything is pretty much Rey and who she is. That's like the biggest thing that everybody's really been talking about. Now, your theory was awesome. I thought it was really good, and you made some pretty strong points. So one theory is that Rey is actually Luke's daughter.
Okay.
And the way that you said it, you said that Kylo Ren put her there. Right?
Yes.
Well, one of the theories that I've seen is that Luke put her there.
Okay.
And he had, oh my God, what's his name?
Oh, you're doing a Terrence.
I'm pulling a Terrence.
That's it. The guy with his name.
Lawrence Fonseca. There you go. Lawrence Fonseca, actually. Max von Sydow's character.
Right.
Luke put him there to watch over her.
Okay.
For all these years, he put him there to watch over her. and that's why he has the whereabouts in case anything really happens.
Okay.
That's why he has the ability to find Luke Skywalker, because he was put there to look after her. How she got in Uncle Plot's possession, I don't know.
Yeah, because I was about to say that's a horrible babysitter right there.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, you know what? I'm supposed to be looking over her, but now she's basically like scrapping around for food, and I didn't really do anything to help her. Except hanging out with Poe Dameron, you know.
Hey, unless Luke paid him paid him off, and I mean he's all about money. That Uncle Plot, Simon Pegg's character, is all about money. So what if he was paid off to hold her? Well, as she was, and by the way, guys, the ship that's going off is not the Millennium Falcon. So, just
they even show it to you. They show you the ship.
Well, that was one of the things that they were saying, is that it was a Millennium Falcon.
Oh God, no! That was that, and then how it came back, and it just found its way.
Yeah. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about it that it was Luke that left her? Max von Sydow's character is looking after her.
Okay, the Max von Sydow character, I could probably buy that one. I could see that one if they had shown him on the planet, and I know they cut some things out. If they had shown him on the planet, then I would have totally bought into that. And I was like, okay, he was watching over her, kind of like how we got him. Yes, we're following beats again. Kind of how we got to see Obi-Wan on the planet, but then at that point, he basically kind of told us, or we kind of gathered by the simple fact that he had his dad's lightsaber, that he was there to watch over him. But if we'd have seen him there, then I would probably kind of buy that. And that's not to say that that's not the truth anyway. But now, if that's the case, they killed him off, and how do we really find out now?
Right.
I mean, I guess they could mention it, but it's kind of an afterthought at this point. So, yeah. I mean, if that is the case, it's a valid reason. I mean, it's plausible, but hey, none of us really know.
So, same scenario, but she is Han and Leia's daughter. That's the other thing.
Okay.
And Leia actually had her after Han left.
Ooh, you tart Leia.
She had her after. So, and she had her train with Luke, but he was already feeling like he wasn't, like, he already felt the after shocks, I guess, of what Kylo did, so that she had him hide her or whatever. Same scenario. And her name is Kira. She's Kira Solo. That's where that's kind of like a little playoff, Rey and Kira.
The only thing with that one is Han makes a comment that they didn't split until Kylo went bad.
That's true.
Yeah, so then Han would have known about the whole love child that was behind his back.
No.
Because she was
I'm talking about half sister. I'm talking about she was preggers and he left her.
She didn't mention it. It was like, so instead of me doing the hashtag #DeadBeJedi, to see the hashtag
Galaxy Planned Parenthood.
Obviously, that's what they need, because his babies popping up with no daddies all over the galaxy, and we have to figure it out for them. We need Maury Povich on the job.
Darth Maury, I told you.
Darth Maury.
We
needed to come out when we get Luke. We get Han. We get the mystery father on here. They pull out the paternity test, and it was like we
Lando.
Lando. Wait, there you go. Our missing guest is Lando. They go, and it was like, we tested your midichlorians.
Yeah.
We tested your midichlorians. Luke, you are not the father.
Lando's all.
She's a half black. There you go.
Now here's another thing.
That's why she likes Finn.
Yeah, that's why she likes Finn. Probably. That's what it is.
All right, we're off topic now.
Yeah, he was the Darth Chocolate.
No.
Now the Infinity game. The Infinity game for Star Wars. There is a. If you guys can YouTube this one, because it's on there. They're fighting. Kylo and Rey are fighting, and he says, "Fight me, cousin."
Okay, so I've actually heard about that theory too, but the only thing about that is that sometimes when things come out and it seems like, oh wow, well that's the smoking gun that we were looking for, it almost always comes out to be fake, like somebody faked it. And with it being Disney, and with it being Star Wars, and with a big spoiler like that, why on earth Would they make it, especially they haven't even released it in a movie, why would they put it in a game that's going to come out before the movie with that spoiler in it? There was no way they would have that audio recorded for a game that's going to be released way before a movie. They haven't even given us a spoiler for.
Right.
They haven't even told us that in.
Right.
That's something they would do. Okay, it's already been done. Now we can put that in a new game that's following that movie. So to me, I would say that like I said, as much of a smoking gun as that is, I would say it's probably going to end up being fake, like that Amazon thing was with the Lando, with the Finn Calrissian thing that was on Amazon with Little Tin, and even the company was like Lucas something, and it wasn't even an existing company. So it was so fake when you actually sat and looked at it. It was like, because it was like, oh my God, he really is Lando's son, and then you actually looked at it, and it came out before The Force Awakens came out, so they were trying to capitalize and like getting people with theories and stuff. So it was just so ridiculous, and it was fake, but it seemed like it was plausible. And that's the same thing with this whole Disney Infinity thing. I just think some people got some sound-alike people and recorded some audio on top of it and put it out there just to start something viral and see how many people would fall for it.
Now, the third theory, and he's on the gentleman that I got this from, and I saw his video, and he's actually, I think he's one of our subscribers, or you had actually a conversation with him, and I apologize if you're out there.
That's right, we'll shout you out.
I cannot remember your name, but you were awesome. He made a really great, interesting point.
Okay.
And he backed it up so good. You were awesome. I can't remember your name, I'm sorry. That she's Anakin Skywalker reincarnated.
That's a tough one.
But it's an awesome theory.
It's an awesome theory. And please tell me the full detail of it before I tell you how I feel about it.
Well, the lightsaber called to her.
Okay.
She's never been to Cloud City. So
why are we talking about Cloud City? Oh, for the lightsaber. Okay.
Yeah, for the lightsaber. Mm-hmm. And the very first thing that you see or hear is Darth Vader's breathing. Mm-hmm. And everything is it's a combination of both of mm-hmm. Vader, Luke, and her ability to see the future, just like Anakin was. Mm-hmm. Okay? She can't sleep at night, really, just like Anakin. Okay. She's got glimpses of the future, like I said right now. Just like Anakin. There's like so many similarities between the two. And, it's a possibility. I don't think it is. I don't think Abrams would go that route. I really don't.
That's some deep stuff.
Yeah, that is really some deep stuff. Especially since the midichlorians things and how Anakin was just born. Mm-hmm. Same thing with her. And then another one, and this is funny. Well, I want to hear yours before I go to that one. Tell me about yours. Okay. Tell me what you think about the Anakin thing.
So the only thing with the Anakin one is with the novelization of The Force Awakens that came out, they talked about the Force ghosts of Hayden Christensen, or of Anakin, or Hayden Christensen being in the movie as a Force ghost, a kind of combo of Anakin and Vader.
Like split?
They don't really show us any art of it, so we unless they do RoboCop style and stuff like that. Part man, part Jedi.
Exposed to part Sith, part Jedi.
Yeah.
All Force.
There you go. But so they talk about that. So I don't think that would be a route that they were. But then they took it out. So it could be a route that they want to go. Maybe that's the reason why they took it out. And then also, too, it needs a lot of explaining. Then we have to get into the whole thing that we don't like getting into, explaining the Force. You have to explain, how is this possible through the Force that you can go ahead and be reincarnated as another person and still be able to... It's too much explaining. We outcried as Star Wars fans. We didn't want the Force explained. George Lucas, we don't want midichlorians. So for them to go do... We already accept Force Ghosts. So now you got to tell me accept Force Ghosts and accept reincarnation. It's a big jump, and I think it takes too much explaining to do. And I think no matter how clever way they figure out to explain it, I think it takes away from the mystique of the Force.
Yeah.
And then now we're expecting everybody to be reincarnated, because if Anakin be reincarnated, why can't Obi-Wan?
Right.
Why can't Yoda be reincarnated? Yeah, so
he's Mouth Canada.
Yeah. Well, it seems like it. It really does seem like it. In the novelization, they talk about her using Force abilities. So, I mean, she's Force sensitive. They didn't show it in the movie. I don't know if they're going to continue on with that, but the way she talked about it seemed that she knew of the Force firsthand. So, what's the last one?
She is part of Darth Plagueis. That's why she knows the staff so well. And
That's another tough one. I would like to believe.
I don't agree with that one at all.
I would like to believe that staff is Plagueis' staff, or let's say the staff is Snoke's, and Snoke is Plagueis.
Oh, there's a good one on Snoke. I'll tell you that.
So I would like to believe that one, that part of it anyway. I'm not sure how she could be involved with Snoke unless we do the whole. She was created like Anakin was created by Plagueis, exactly. And we're gonna go that route. Since that's already established, and I know I just talked about making things too convoluted and complicated, but that's already been established. We accept that as canon already. So to say the same person did the same thing again because the first time it failed, I can kind of buy that one. But if that's the case, why is she on don't give me the Anakin thing. Anakin was on a planet by himself too, and he was created. But if you did it twice, why would you have the same mistake happen again?
Yeah, I agree. Now here's an interesting one. We're gonna have to obviously wait till episode 8, hopefully episode 8, to find out exactly who she is and all that. So another interesting one was who's Snoke. Now you just mentioned he could be Darth Plagueis. Mm-hmm. I actually agree with that. From the music that they play, that's reminiscent of episode 3, to just his mere presence. I mean, that's what I feel. So it's a possibility, maybe not. Now here's an interesting one. Now, some of you guys, I really want to hear your comments on this one. All right, do you think, because he's got that scar on his head and his face, whatever, that he is Kylo Ren from the future? Talking to his younger self.
Oh my god. We just talked about not making things complicated. Now we time travel in the future. Now we time travel through the Force.
No, but that's just it though. See, this is Star Wars. There is no time travel in Star Wars.
Right.
This is not Star Trek. Leave the time traveling stuff to Star Trek. We don't want time travel in here. So when I read this and saw this, I thought that was pretty freaking. That was pretty interesting, but no, I don't want that. I don't want to see that.
Interesting, but then once again, we're adding too many things to the Force. There's things that would need to be. That's too many things that would need to be explained to say, okay, now he can time travel, and it's never been shown before. And I know we got a few new Force abilities in this movie, which actually I liked, but they didn't go off the wall and say there is time traveling. So I'm just gonna throw it on the same thing I said before. It's too much to explain. It's too complicated, and once again, to be able to explain it, to have it make sense, means that we're explaining the Force again. Nobody wants us to do that, and we're not just going to accept, you're Force sensitive, you can time travel, or because you're so Force sensitive, you can time travel. And the way the movie laid it out is like he's not even the strongest Force user in the universe right now, in the Star Wars universe right now. That's unfortunately, not unfortunately. I really like Kylo, so unfortunately, it's not Kylo. But that's Rey from what it's coming off as, and if anybody's going to be able to do this particular Force ability, you would figure it would be her to be able to do it than him, because if he can do something like this and he's that powerful with the Force, then there's no possible way this dude ever gets beat. So that's just some of the theories that are going out there. Please leave your comments below. And let me know some more. And I don't mean to bash theories, because trust me, I have my own, and I'm sure you guys are interesting though. I love to talk about them though, and it's like as long as they make sense. And there was the one that said with the Max Moncito being on it, I don't have any fault with that one. And it was like I can't see anything that could be wrong with that one. Okay.
So leave your comments. Let us know what theory interests you. Let us know, like T said, what you like, what you think. What are the theories that you have? Are there any new theories that we haven't touched on, or any theories that has not even been touched on on the internet at all? So we look forward to those. That's it for us today. I'm Manny.
Dark Chocolate. It's my Sith name.
Dark Chocolate. Mm-hmm. See you next week.
Bye, guys. I will ask you about an open. What are you going to do for an open?
I'm already recording. Y'all are wasting time.
What are we doing for an open?
Imagine us. We're wasting time. Didn't we go 3 hours last time?
Yes, and we recorded nothing.
And we recorded nothing. We recorded nothing really. And then the stuff that we did record, you deleted. Didn't even freaking use it. Suck. All right.
The what's I guess a synopsis of the show?
Yeah, we could do that.
What is this again?
The
Star Wars show.